Go make some noise, guys. I guess you guys weren't listening to me. Oh, look at what we have here. He turned his head around. We got him on video. He made a quick U-turn too. This is an individual at 5132. Obviously, that's the reason for the brain attacks while taking a shave in the kitchen. And there he goes, placing the narcotics where indicated in a secret compartment. There we go. So obviously, he is making moves away from camera view. That's the reason he's parked there. And you're going to see in a second why the instructions are being given. He is serving customers away from camera view, guys. This individual is a busy bee. And look at that. He even left his golf clubs there. And he went across the street. He didn't have time to put his golf clubs away. So he got caught red-handed with the golf clubs. Obviously, he was too in a hurry. And that's the reason for the shock treatment and the community gang stalking while in the kitchen shaving, okay? So obviously, you guys heard me talking to organized crime. And they were replying back with the community gang stalking and the shock treatment to the brain. As a deterrent, as a delayed response to keep me occupied while this individual is busy serving customers away from camera view. Once again, this individual is serving customers at the indoor-outdoor recreational facility golf course at 5132 West 24th Street in Laramie, Cicero, Illinois, 60824. Town of Cicero Mayor, David Dominic, the machine. Open for business. Now, let's go back to when I first approached the window. When I went like that, did you see his body language? He turned like if he was in shock, like if he saw a ghost. And we got him right in the act of, obviously he was up to no good. And he left his golf club sitting next to the truck. And he did not have time to serve the customer and come back. Obviously, he had to leave his golf clubs where they're at. He just arrived, and we were fortunate enough to capture him in the act of trafficking, distribution, and packaging of narcotics. Now, let me show you exactly what's going on, okay? All right. So the reason he's parked there is very simple. Take a good look at where my camera view is fixed as far as the recorder on our phone, okay? You can see it's fixed on 5130. We do have him here, partially here, okay? He just entered his residence, but he just arrived, and obviously he needed to serve customers right away, okay? Over here as well, see that? So, and we were able to, okay, that's it. All right, so it looks like he will be very active tonight, but I'm not quite sure why they are utilizing him to serve customers away from camera view when they have the Martinez family, when they have 5139 Trap House and 5130 Trap House. So I guess they're limited as far as their resources, but they are passing the narcotics around. That could be another reason for him traveling across the street to serve 5139 and 5135 next door. Okay, so that's pretty much when they run out, they're just sharing the narcotics so they can continue serving customers. That's pretty much, I think, what happened. And that's the reason for the bag as well, okay? So he got caught, and you saw his battery line. Oh, you saw the bright light harassment right there. On and off switch from any smart lights, okay? This is military-grade technology, high-tech surveillance monitor, Army apparatus, tracking signal scanner device, okay? You heard me talking to them as I was shaving. And I was, as I was shaving, they were shocking my brain and the community gang stalking as well. So obviously, they are listening to me, and but their main purpose here wasn't exactly to listen to what I had to say. Their main purpose was to distract me, to maintain me occupied in the kitchen, so this individual can continually move his narcotics where needed. Remember, we had the narcotics trap house next door, 5135 and 5139, with the gunshot through the front window. So most likely, he's not serving just one customer. He is passing along the narcotics. There's Carlos. Carlos has been deployed. Let's see. Okay, looks like Carlos is pretty busy as well. Remember, this is Carlos and Letty. There's a lot of trafficking happening right there. Remember, it's the weekend. Okay, it's the weekend. So there's trafficking there. So this is a designated area for crime activity of narcotics. Okay, obviously this is after a couple of days of physical plan attacks. And I'm still here. Okay, I'm still here. Okay, I guess Carlos is just talking. I really don't see nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary. Everything's pretty much the same. Okay. But remember, just like you are watching now, Carlos, that's how Carlos, the protein shake business, there you go. So he is talking to an employee, and I believe that employee usually drives the black vehicle and the white vehicle as far as the backup alarm distraction. You can see this individual, it is a public meeting, and these two individuals are in the narcotic business and the game of manipulation, daily plan attacks, entrapment, okay? There's a lot of social acting going on to avoid any suspicious activity, involvement in wrongdoing, okay? So you guys are witnessing a public meeting between Carlos, the protein shake business, and an individual, clearly an associate of his, and they're expanding. There, you can see a lot of pointing going on. There we go. So you can see that is how organized crime is planning and arranging their daily activities, and especially at night. So we were fortunate enough to capture this individual, 5132, serving customers. I don't think he was serving customers. I think he was passing along the narcotics over to the trap houses at 5139 and 5135 next door. Okay? Remember, they are working with Nello Greco and his nephew, Anthony J. Loader. Okay? They're constantly in the area, and their job is to make sure they stop this surveillance. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. This is what we do, guys. Seriously. And I don't think this criminal organization is very aware of what I do. Okay? They have a mindset that is very unique. It's one path. Their mindset is focused on just attacking and not really looking at the perspective of what can happen to a business when you focus too much on one entity, okay? They totally focus on me, and they are losing the reality, okay? The reality is, anything happens to me, there's going to be a curiosity, guys, okay? It's going to spark some more interest. There's consequences when you are committing an act of murder, okay? Electronic harassment, since, there we go. So they're going back in. I guess they've been instructed to do so. The public meeting is over. But this is how they carry on. And I just got a brain attack as a confirmation, okay? So obviously, we weren't supposed to capture them in the act, and they got a little mad at me. And obviously, the shock treatment to the brain, I don't mind it, okay? I don't mind it. It isn't second nature to me. They can shock the brain as much as they want, okay? I have no complaints. If I had a complaint, I wouldn't be here, okay? Let's just say that. All right, looks like the public meeting is over, but we know exactly what's going on behind that parking lot, okay? We know exactly what's going on, okay? And these are public meetings that we are urging the public to participate. Follow these individuals. Follow them where the drop-off location of narcotics is being placed. Leave a recording device in a bag and leave it there and retrieve it later. We need to get evidence as far as these police officers interacting with regular people to encourage them to participate in criminal activity of the game of manipulation, daily plan attacks, entrapment as second character witnesses. Remember, they're expanding and they're trying to get as many people as possible. And obviously, knowingly or unknowingly, these participants are giving some cash and they participate, okay? By parking a certain way, as far as community gang stalking or provoke confrontation. Obviously, they might not be informed of the whole organized crime detail. Of course not. They're just going to tell them, park over here, or provoke a confrontation, or beat the horn, like right there. See that? So they're going to do little things to manipulate the victim or distract them. There we go. So the Carlos is back out. It didn't take that long, and the public meeting continues. Okay? Remember, I am being distracted with electronic harassment and constant shock treatment to the brain, and you heard the car beeping as well. Not by accident, not by coincidence, but we do have activity with Carlos, the protein shake business, and this individual that's standing there, he usually drives a black or white vehicle, okay? The printing place, and that's why the printing place is right next to the protein shake business. There we go. So they're back in, and they're gonna continue going back in and out, and of course, there's a lot of drug dealing there. Okay, a lot of drug dealing. Remember, the dollar store owner was instructed to simply move a block away, 54 and Cermak, right next to the transit authority, 54 Cermak and Laramie. And, to avoid the paper trail, okay? Because we have extensive evidence incriminating the dollar store owner, and obviously, this criminal organization is very aware of that. And that's the reason why the mob, Board of Education, District 99, male and female, are involved to make sure there's no loose ends, and they cover up the paperwork. That's right, especially if there's a physical attack, okay? Everything's well planned out, prearranged, as far as the physical attack that occurs more frequent now than before. Taking advantage, my son is not home, and my ex-wife remains in Mexico. She should be back shortly. So, and the Martinez family being instructed to stay away for a certain length of time so they avoid any association or blame. If something does happen to me physically, they can simply say, well, we weren't home. Oh, that's a very important person that arrived. He owns that prime real estate as far as the small businesses and the dollar store. This is the main, very important person of this property. He has business ties with the mob, okay? We have him having public meetings with Nello Greco's nephew, Anthony J. Loader, okay? And the bagman as well, okay? So this individual is well documented from our first YouTube channel, social media, okay? He's not a newbie. And obviously, he participates in the community gang stalking and the game of manipulation, daily plan attacks, entrapment, psychologically, of course. But he's there as far as the big shipment that happens periodically right by the dumpsters. That's the reason why he's been instructed. There he goes, to hide his vehicle. Okay, this is not a social visit. This is making sure the business is being run the way it's supposed to. This is a narcotic business, guys. And that very important person you just saw there, once again, has business ties with the syndicate, the mob, and this is expansion in the workforce. They want me out the way. Okay, there we go. So the fireworks automatically were used as a distraction. Okay, the fireworks is not by coincidence, not by accident. They're trying to stop this conversation from going any further. My recommendation for this criminal organization, the best thing they can do is make your enemies your best friend. Okay? I'm a very nice guy, a very likable person. Okay? There's no reason to have animosity toward me. But remember, this is their livelihood. Okay? They have to protect it. It's clearly understandable. But they are engaging with young teen victims. They are engaging with children. The children and the young teen victims, addiction plays a very big role when it comes to State Fraud Mental Health Hospital inpatient entrapment. So we want to give special thanks to Organized Crime for giving me a heads up while shaving in the kitchen. Obviously, I had no idea this was going on. And I'm simply reacting because remember, the reason for the electronic harassment is to provoke movement, reaction, response, yelling, running out of control, kicking, screaming, public outbursts, surprise advantage once I approach the window. See that? So it worked in my favor. Sleeping, same scenario. They're constantly shocking my brain as I'm sleeping, but the sleeping, it turns into a really deep sleep, a very deep sleep, pretty close to comatose, okay? The final phase. That's right, that's what I'm experiencing, is the final phase from long-term electronic harassment, secondary health issues of radiation levels, okay? Blood trauma to the brain, bleeding of the brain, blood clot, dry blood that travels up the stem of the brain, cutting off the oxygen, silent, incoherent victims, nursing home final phase, identity theft Medicaid takes place, plenty of second care with the witnesses in the area to make sure, and that's the reason for the bright light harassment. That's the reason why the police officers are continually harassing me while going grocery shopping. Each time I approach the window, all Thomas Show officials are involved as far as the provoked confrontation, taking advantage once my ex-wife responds to creating family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust, trying to capitalize as far as Department of Public Health being parked in front for several days, waiting for my ex-wife to respond as again once she attacked the door. Okay, even though I'm the victim, they want to see if they can capitalize and have me arrested. Okay, they're looking for any excuse to see if they can pretty much. They need a safety cushion. Okay, the very important person just stepped out. Once again, this is not a social visit. This is overlooking a franchise, a dynasty. Okay, this is a dynasty and growing by the second. Okay, their numbers are growing, guys. Now, let me take you back to, well, let me first tell you the time. It's 8:17 p.m., 8:17 p.m., Friday, June 19th, 2026. Okay, so there we go. So, the lights are specifically directed toward my window to stop our surveillance. Obviously, it's not working. All right, the very important person is leaving. He is well documented already. And, well, what can I say? History in the making. If you subscribe to my channel, if you are sharing my information, good for you. Thank you for being a concerned citizen. And obviously, we are trying our best. Looks like he is waiting for the command signal to drive out, okay? So that's pretty much how that works. That's pretty much it. Okay. All right. Carlos is back out. I guess Carlos is going to make his final. Okay. Now, remember, they are parked away from camera view. They're very aware I'm recording. Okay. But they're parked away from camera view because of the drug transaction and the public meetings taking place periodically. This is a designated area for crime activity, well protected by town officials and our current mayor, Levy Dominic. Now, what is protecting our current mayor? Well, if you go back to February 27, 2026, Friday at 3 p.m., a U.S. Marshal entrapment involving me. That's right. Once again, if we go back to February 27, 2026, Friday at 3 p.m., a U.S. Marshal entrapment involving me. Okay? And obviously, if we go back to May 1st, 2026, Friday as well, at 6:17 p.m., disregard for public safety, 60 plus police officers, paramedics, and fire department were deployed here at my residence. And obviously, as soon as they arrived at 5133, where I live at, 5133 West 24th Street, Laramie, Cicero, Illinois, 60204, immediately they deployed shields and helmets and a special tool to knock down the door. Obviously, nothing like that happened. That's to attack the victim's psyche. That's the reason the whole block was on lockdown. No one can come out or in. Okay? So that is a disregard for public safety and a misuse of power and a misuse of taxpayers' emergency revenue funds. Over $1 million has been spun on me, and it's going to keep accumulating, guys, okay? It's not over yet, okay? This criminal organization is not going to give up their livelihood that easy. But it surprises me that they haven't took me by the side and tried and bribed me. I have not been bribed yet for some reason. And they really think they can get away with my murder. Of course they can. This is electronic harassment, and I am a victim as well. I have a CT scan and an MRI that my doctor at Oak Street Health, Dr. Augustine, looked over. And he simply instructed me, well, Miguel, we have no idea how your bleeding of your brain, hemorrhaging, occurred, okay? But I can tell you right now, for a fact, the bleeding has stopped. You may go home, relax, and you have nothing to worry about. Well, I did my homework. The bleeding stops. It creates a blood clot. This is dry blood that travels up to the brain, up the stem of the brain, cutting off the oxygen. Silent, incoherent victims. Nursing home final faith, identity theft Medicaid takes place. And of course, this is secondary health issues of radiation levels. That's the reason why the Nello and his family, his nephew Anthony J. Loader, and the rest of the family are immediately they moved out upon notification of bleeding on my brain the very next day. And well documented on our YouTube channel, our first channel. So what can you guys do for now? Well, I filed a petition with a tax preparer January 8th, 2025 regarding 5132 West 24th Street, Laramie, Cicero, Illinois, 60204. Any more fireworks, guys? Any more community gang stalking? I guess not. I guess not. Now, by them stopping the community gang stalking, by them stopping the fireworks, okay? By them stopping the backup alarm or the dog barking on command signal, that clearly indicates that they're listening to me. That's right. And this, once again, this is a military-grade technology, high-tech surveillance monitor, Army apparatus, tracking signal scanner device. They are turning off the cameras every now and then electronically from any electrical source outlet. They are attacking the brain constantly. This device has been on me since 2003, okay? Never been off me. I am connected to this military grade technology since 2003. Okay, so you can imagine sooner or later I will not be able to function. Okay, so I want to take this opportunity once again. Public Service Notification Awareness. I, Miguel Rodriguez Jr., of Soul Mind, grant full permission to all parties, okay, especially the government, to record me inside my room, to record me inside my residence at second floor, of course, 5133 West 24th Street, Laramie, Cicero, Illinois, 60204. I want to go on the record now, okay? So we are pretty close. As far as, remember, it's called the silent faith for a reason. Sooner or later, I will not wake up, okay? And Tunnel Cicero is trying their best to disassociate themselves from any blame or wrongdoing, even though they're well documented in their frequent attacks. They're doing so by manipulating the victim to self-react. In other words, by covering up all the windows, that is the reason why the police officers are always attacking me, because they're looking forward, especially the physical attacks. If I'm attacked in front, I'm unconscious, obviously the police officers, there's no way of stopping them from coming in, and the false police reports are going to happen, okay? And they're going to document that it was self-inflicted. There's something wrong with the individual. Why is he covering up the windows? See that? So obviously, and that's another reason for Cook County Sheriff, Des Plaines Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart, joint collaboration with Tunnel Cicero Emergency 911 dispatcher named Anna. Unprovoked home visit at 5 a.m. requesting to speak to me. My ex-wife opened the door, and she was instructed, good cop, bad cop. How is Miguel doing? We haven't seen him for a while. And this conversation should not be taking place waking up my family members at 5 a.m., non-emergency. No evidence, no paperwork, but before they left, they instructed my family members, if Miguel Rodriguez Jr. Starts acting in any peculiar way, do not hesitate, call 911 immediately. Well, there you go. That's the reason for the bright light harassment and covering up the windows. There you go. And let's not forget, constantly shocking my brain while talking to my family members, okay? Constantly shocking my brain while watching TV, and I have to mute it because of the high frequencies, okay? So constantly shocking my brain while sleeping, but the sleeping, it puts me into a very deep coma, okay? A coma state, and there we go. So the very important person, the meeting is over with, and there we go. And we got his information coming this way, so you guys can look up this individual, even though he's well documented, but you can see his information right here. You can do your research. This individual does have mob affiliates, okay? This individual is a very important person, and he does own that prime real estate, and that's called making sure there's no loose ends. Remember, he's the one behind the lights being directed at my window, okay? Look, see that? That's right. He's the one behind that, okay? This is retaliation. All right, so that's what we got so far, and I guess we're going to close shop for now. We already know Carlos is drug dealing back there, okay? Or everybody. I feel sorry for these people right here. These people seem to be very, very nice people, country people. This is what I regard. These are my type of people. They display every single holiday right next to their wall of their house. They're recently home buyers, and they are getting the full front of harassment as far as the backup alarm of coming from this business right here. Okay, let me give you the information on the business right here. Okay, that's the business that is utilizing, well, the owner, I'm not quite sure if he's involved or not, but the employees, yes, on video. And this is the address and the name of the business, okay? And that is the last door right there. The last door right there. And it does have a logo. So, these nice people, animal lovers as well, country people to me, okay? I love country people, especially the ones that care for their animals. They're getting the full frontal of the harassment when it comes to the backup alarm, because that's a parking lot. It echoes, and dogs are very sensitive to noise. Okay, and the backup alarm system over and over again, backing up and going front, backing up and going front, is intentional. Okay, they might not notice, or maybe perhaps they're getting money on the side. I hope you guys don't mind the backup alarm. Here's a little money, and that's it. But if they really cared about these individuals, they would not be disturbing them in that way. Knowingly that I'm not a newbie, okay? I've been to the rinse cycle. Now they close the door. The party is over. All right, that's it. That's it. We got the signal. 8:28. They were instructed to shut the door right away. 8:28 p.m. Friday, June 19th, 2026. What can I say, guys? I am excited. Why am I excited? Well, I'm part of history, okay? I might not be here to enjoy the fruits of my labor, but at least I'm trying to be part of it. That's right. I will be part of history. As anything happens to me, obviously, it's going to spark a curiosity. Our numbers are growing. People want to know. We have a lot of concerned citizens, and we have a lot of people that want to avoid being victims. Okay, this is posted as a national security threat, by the way, because they're able to shut down any power source outlet any electrical component. Okay, and the phones. They're attacking the phones every single second, okay? All right, so once again, they're very aware of my location and activities. That's the reason this individual was instructed to park there, and he was making his movements based on where the camera viewer was fixed. See that? You can clearly see he is not on the camera. See that? He's not in the camera. He's not in the camera. See that? Not in the camera. Not in the camera. That's why he's there. See that? Set up on a victim's eye scope. Okay? All right, that's pretty much it. And, well, let me just show you right quick. Okay? This is where the instructions are being given. They're in there right now. Now, who's in there? Well, perhaps Nello Greco and his nephew Anthony J. Lober, and a number of individuals that specialize with the military-grade technology, utilizing a scale called social acting equals reaction response panic. Depending on the individual and their response to the bright light harassment, of course, right here, and the community gang stalking, they will increment each attack, the community gang stalking, the bright light harassment, the shock treatment to the brain. Everything is continuous, okay? So I was shaving, and as I was shaving, sure enough, my brain was being constantly shocked, okay? I was shaving, and I want to take you back to the store where I was attacked as well by tunnel officials and the police officers. While grocery shopping at this location, okay? The police officers, a show of force, flashing lights, sirens, and driving their vehicles around me in circles. On video, guys. And they even barricaded a street. And we have the video footage of the police officer in constant contact, most likely with Sergeant Porter. Badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo, waiting, standing by, set up traps, false police reports, arrests, court dates, order of protection, document a history of mental health issue illness. That's the reason for the attack. And when I left, and I did not uncover the windows. By not uncovering the windows, they basically are setting me up. So if I am arrested, they can basically say, you know what? this individual, we're going to check his home without a search warrant. Okay? So just think about that for a second. They're looking for any excuse to get rid of me. This is a dynasty. Okay? Now, let's focus on my ex-wife's reaction and response as far as the door being closed. Okay? Let's see if we have any activity out here. Okay, pretty quiet. It looks like the Martinez family are in vacation. Okay? So they're not there. The Martinez family are not home. So what means is that there is individuals in there with the fire and giving instructions as far as the fireworks and the community gang stalking, and giving instructions as far as Carlos locking the door. Okay, so this is where the bright light harassment is coming from, right there, and this is the bright light harassment right there. Okay, remember there's individuals in there, but they're very discreet, and the reason for the Martinez family not being home is to avoid any association, wrongdoing, once the physical attack takes place. Remember, my son is not home, and my ex-wife is in Mexico. Okay, so you can just imagine. Okay, we do have lights in there. Okay, looks like we do have lights in there. See that? Look, pay close attention. There's lights inside, right there. So there's lights in there, guys. See that? There's lights in there. See that? So 5139 is active right now as I'm speaking. There's activity inside that garage, 5139. 5139 is a trap house. There we go. And they are serving customers from the back alley and the front. There we go. So we have the light on. So you can see they're back there. It's gonna rain, so I gotta make sure I close everything. But you guys have an idea. Okay, so let me show you how my ex-wife reacted and responded. Once again, you can see the damage that was done. The damage that was done to the door. Okay, right there, self-inflicted with a yard tool. Okay, look at that, a yard tool. Okay, this is exactly what Townless Secure officials are working on, mind games to create family conflict. Okay, there you go, the community gang slacking. There we go. See that? Told you. So they are listening to me, even though the windows are closed. This is a military-grade technology that they're able to do so. Okay? This is how they're carrying on this murder plot electronically, attacking my brain every single day. And that's it right there. Look how deep that gash is. Life-threatening, of course. And that's the reason why Townless Secure officials responded by deploying Department of Public Health immediately to capitalize on my ex-wife reaction and response. Okay? Even though I'm the victim, they were going after me, not her. Okay? I placed a safety latch to allow me extra time to remove the items from the window. Okay? And this door remains closed. Everything you see here is going to be removed because my ex-wife is coming back from Mexico. Okay? It's not going to stay like that, even though they want me to leave it like that. They would love for me to leave everything covered up, but it's not going to happen because of course it's not going to happen because that's the reason why I'm here. Okay? All right. So for now, we did hear the community gang stalking. We did hear them respond. Carlos has been instructed to lock the door, but we were able to capture the interaction between the very important person and Carlos and another individual as the public meetings carry on every single day, okay? Especially at night. And look at how beautiful this family is, okay? They're displaying every single holiday, and obviously that is beautiful, okay? Nice people, but I really feel sorry for them, and who's to say? Maybe organized crime is paying them a little something on the side so they won't be bothered by the constant harassment of the backup alarm. Who's to say? Okay? But if they really cared about them, they would change out the windows to make sure that they're noise proof, pretty similar to anyone that's living next to an airport. Okay, that's what they need, and that's going to cost money. That's going to cost money. So if they're going to continue harassing with the backup alarm, they're going to have to reach deep in their pockets, because sooner or later, it's gonna harass them and bother their animals as well. The echo that occurs from the parking lot, you can just imagine. Nice people, obviously not involved in criminal activity, and I really feel sorry for them. Okay, look at how nice the display of every year. I mean, the whole year. Okay, they're displaying a beautiful art. Nice people, guys. This is what we need. And that's the reason why I'm here, okay? That's the reason why I'm here. Because I care, and look at how quiet it is. They know who the boss is, okay? I am the boss, okay? They know, okay? They know I am the boss, okay? I'm a true testament. It can be done. This is how you train organized crime to be obedient. Obedient, okay? Huh? Huh? There you go. All right, it's the weekend, guys, so we're going to give them a free pass. Getting ready, guys. I am excited. So far, it looks like the physical attacks, well, we have a physical attack early this morning with the Candyman, and we were hoping to get some more. Tomorrow's another day. We shall see what happens, okay? So for now, we're going to move on, guys. I gotta take a shower. 8:39 p.m. Friday, June 19, 2026. Get involved, guys. History in the making. And everyone that is subscribing to our channel, everyone that is trying to make a difference, obviously together, we can make a difference, guys. Okay? Together, we can make a difference. This criminal organization needs to be held accountable. Remember, I am the only living soul, okay, of this federal case type of, regarding this federal case of state fraud mental health hospital inpatient entrapment. The only known survivor of unsolved murder cases of identity theft Medicaid, guys. That is a great accomplishment on its own. I continue being here. Only because I guess it's not my time yet, okay? Remember, this electronic harassment, this military-grade technology, high-tech surveillance monitor, Army apparatus tracking signal scanner device has been connected to my brain since 2003, okay? So you can imagine the traumatic effects, and I already have the MRI and the CAT scan of bleeding from my brain, okay? So this is a murder plot, and that's the reason Thomas Cicero officials are working periodically, even though the Martinez family are not home, okay? They're not home, but instructions are being given secretly, okay? They're hiding. That's why it's called 5133 West 24th Street. Did you hear me? 5135. 5135 is their hideout next door. And paid incentives, new vehicles. Everyone is receiving a brand new vehicle. So Internal Revenue Services is the way to go, guys. Get involved. All right, moving on. That's it. I got to take a shower. 8:41 p.m. Friday, June 19, 2026. Get involved, guys. You guys saw exactly what happened. And you saw Carlos closing the door. That was it. That did it for me. We got him, guys.